Dafran made his own website called dafranaim.com. This is supposed to be a aiming course, especially if you're new to FPS games, if you're new to gaming. This is supposed to be Dafran himself telling you how to improve your mechanics, improve your aim, get good, and really start kind of getting into that next level in your competitive career or in your ranked games. And I want to talk about why this is a complete scam, and also how easily it is to hack this, and kind of give you all a warning about this website and the course itself. Hello beautiful and lovely gamers, as always, my name is Jonal, and I would love if you could like the video, comment, share this on something like Reddit, Discord service. If there's anyone that you think might want to buy this course, please help spread out so they can watch this video, educate themselves before they throw away money at this. Because I am almost as clear as I can get that this is a scam. This is just an easy way to rip off money, and I will explain why, and I will show you why. So, Dafranaim.com sells a subscription, a one-year subscription of $20. Currently, it won't auto pay every year, which is at least something. But it has been said by Carter, the developer, the single developer that they have on this, that in the future it will. So it will automatically recharge you again after a year, which in my opinion is a little bit kind of set it and forget it, but that's not the current state. This is minimal low effort at best. There was incredibly no security, and there still is very little security, and for what I can gauge, an incredibly easily accessible site with a lot of information that it should not be as accessible as it is. And that's just from surface level, just checking out some stuff that's not running any tools, any exploits, anything on the website itself. That's just doing a little bit of web fuzzing, some discovery stuff. It's incredibly exploitable. You could gain access to a free account with a post request. You could see transactions, so who was subscribing. You could see who was online, what their username was, their last name, all that kind of stuff. You could get access to almost anything in their API for free. There was no authentication. And you might thought that doesn't sound very good. There's one developer on that, and that's Carter, who was a professional player, who, according to his Twitter, was a programmer, then professional player, and now is a programmer as well. He's the single-handedly guy that made this. You might say, oh, for one guy, he's probably pretty good. There's a lot of stuff that's really, really bad and not working on this site. And then you might say, oh, but why didn't they just hire another developer, or maybe buy into a framework or something similar? And I'll get to why they didn't do that. And then I'll show you a couple of the videos and a couple of the information that you get for spending $20, which, again, $20 from getting direct, high quality production stuff that you couldn't find on YouTube, right? A professional player, a guy that's as insane mechanically as Dafran. If he could give you, some tips, some good stuff, right? Some good videos that is locked behind this paywall, then that actually might be something that's worth looking into. So, with no further ado, let's watch. And before we watch this video, I will let you please remind yourself this. This is Dafran's marketing video. This is his teaser when he's tickling your balls a little bit. This is the video that he shows you as a representation of what you get here, so that you can go and buy more, okay? So let me show you the video. It's on his Twitter. You can go on his Twitter and watch it. This is the video. So first you can see, beautiful, right? Not even full screen, right? He's clearly up here manually turning on his recording and stuff like that so he can back down. No cuts, nothing. Okay. Let's just watch this video and you will see what you pay $20 for in this video.
What up, guys? In this video, we'll talk about how to train right. So in Kovacs and Aim Lab and whatever, all those things, you go into them and you just stand still and you go, pow, pow, pow. You just stand still, pow, pow, pow. But when do you ever stand still in a video game and shoot? Maybe you do, but because you may be low rating, and that's okay. But when you see all the pro players, they're always moving, especially Overwatch. They're moving always moving. In Valorant, they go pow, pow. So you see all the pro players, they move like this. And it's because aiming it's not only about aim. Yes, it is about aim, but you have to learn how to aim with the right movement. You can't just go to aim lab and do. You have to learn how to aim right. You have to practice right. So what you do is you go into whatever game you play normally, and you instead of let's say Valorant, you know they have the bots. Instead of just shooting like this, pow, 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 you move while shooting, pow, pow, move like the dance, the flow, dude, the flow. And when you learn this, the flow, pow, pow, when you learn that, then you can start tricking the enemy with your movement. Because while you're doing this, you're practicing your movement while shooting. And in every game, like, okay, I'll get to this in another video, but like you have to peek like this from a wall, and then go back. So you learn that too from that. So it's just good to learn this instead of just playing aim lab and Kovac and going pow, 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 pow. You need to move, pow, pow. And if you do this, then you can start. Then when you get this under control, you can really start practicing. You can go pow, pow, pow. You can trick the enemy. Instead of going like this, you go to the right. You know, it'll trick the enemy. So train right.
So that's $20. That's $20 for him to tell you, hey, when you're doing your in-game aim trainers in Overwatch or Valorant, maybe try to add some movement to it as well. That's $20. That is him walking up, not even editing it, walking up, not even full screen, with a shitty microphone. And again, I will remind you of something. You might, again, it's a charming video because it's Dafran, right? Pow, pow, right? And if this was on YouTube, not a problem. If this was streamed on Twitch, not a problem. If this was something like free, sure thing. This is behind a $20 paywall. Okay? Now, let's keep digging. Let's look at some other stuff. Let's look at some stuff that I've just got out, that I took from their, or well, they kind of gave it to me in their API. So I have a bunch of stuff here. This is just me kind of like looking at their source code, kind of looking for stuff. I'm sorry that I'm using Notepad++. I haven't changed it to dark mode, and it's just an easy way to format JSON, and all my dev tools are in my VM, so I'm not running shit from my VM right now. So I'm sorry that's white background, but that's just how it is. So, as you can see, there's a bunch of information about different videos. You get, for $20, you get 12 videos. They are about 5 minutes long each, by average. So about an hour worth of content for $20. So an hour worth of videos for $20. But hey, if it's as high quality as what we saw on Twitter, you know, maybe it's worth it, right? Charge $60, my friend, come on. At least AAA price here. Now, let's see here. So, okay, so mouse acceleration. Okay, let's learn something about mouse acceleration. And you might be wondering, how did I get all this info? Did I pay? I didn't pay it. I'm not paying $20 for this shit. This scam of a website, I'm not paying $20. This is readily available on their API. Again, I will talk about the laziness of their security and just how they set up their website in the worst way possible. But there was no authentication on their API, so anyone can just go and ask for stuff like, again, transaction IDs, which, because of people like Pilot Toast, or Pilot Toasted, or whatever, they shut down pretty quickly in a really poor way, but whatever, I'll get into this stuff. But see here, so, mouse acceleration, right? Now, you would assume that now the friend will sit in front of his screen, you know, and show you some stuff in Windows and stuff like that. Instead, this is what it is. This guy explains it pretty good, and then he links you to a YouTube video. And that's it. Now there might be some more that I don't see. Right here we have some. Here we have some other stuff, but mainly it's just, once again, rendering a YouTube video, and it's the same video. So it's just someone else's content on YouTube. You pay $20 for this. You pay $20 for him to tell you there's a guy on YouTube that explains this for you. So if you go into YouTube and you type mouse acceleration, or how mouse acceleration, or mouse acceleration gaming, you get $20 worth. cleaning your mousepad. This is probably where Dafran, right? Farmer Dafran, picks up and shows you how he cleans his mousepad. Maybe he has some secrets that only pro players have, right? Now, once again, you immediately see a YouTube link, and that's kind of scary. Then you scroll over here, and then you scroll a bit over here, and just some links. And then we just keep scrolling, and then we have the text. So, fuck me. God damn it. Yeah. This, let's see. It's so bad. This is why I don't like no plus. Yeah, here. This is basically how I clean my mousepad. I just use a washcloth instead of my finger, and then he just links to a picture of a single-use cloth wash pad that you can buy just super, like anything that to wipe surfaces with or dry that stuff. That once again, he's just giving you a YouTube video. You pay $20. FPS and hertz, right? What, should you go for high FPS? Should you go for high refresh rate, right? That's really good information to know. You pay $20 to see what it tells you. Oh shit, that's another YouTube link. And video made a great video showing how important FPS and hertz, right? Doesn't even bother fucking correcting any spelling or grammar, right? And then a link to another fucking YouTube video. And sure, mouse grip, no resources, meaning there's probably a video not being rendered. Mouse sensitivity, probably the friend standing there and yelling about his mouse, right? There's some of this video, that is stuff, and then there's like the meme vouch video the friend paid his Discord for. Whatever, right? There's some other stuff, right? Practice right, that's the one that we saw, right? Huge quality, $20 worth, right? And before I go on another tangent, let's take a look at the fucking website. Okay, so let's go back here and thefranname.com, right? Looks actually kind of clean. These are some meme testimonies of people. This was up when it launched, right? So let's inspect this and let's hit the console. Immediately, it is starting to crash a little bit. There are some there's some resource that's failing to load, so we get an internal server error, which is what 500 stands for. And then they didn't even bother putting this shit into production, meaning they have coded the stuff. And by they, I mean Carter has coded this stuff, and he didn't even bother putting this into production. He just kept it in development mode and just posted it. And this wasn't how it used to look. It used to look like this, with fucking Carter at Tupac.gay written with like huge font and a shit ton of crashes. And you might think that it's not that easy to make a website. One, it kinda is, and two, when you're charging $20 fucking dollars, we expect that you're investing some money in your web development, right? At least show us that you care enough about your fan base to at least invest some money into this shit, okay? Let's talk about more. Let's see how much they care about their user, right? So let's keep the user safe, right? Let's ignore that they leaked payment information like usernames and who was online, and we could sit and watch that shit. Let's just ignore that for now, okay? Even though we shouldn't. Let's register a user. If you register a user, there is no password policy and username policy, meaning like A or 1 or 123 or ABC, all those are valid passwords. It doesn't matter. Anything is a valid password on the site. That is not hard. Like, that is literally a copy paste from Stack Overflow to set that up. That takes 5 seconds. I'm not even joking. It is. And then it's done. It's a snap of your fingers and you just finished it. It is crazy how lazy that is. And how vulnerable that is. Because you can run something like Hydra. And you can run a RockU database. So you can use Hydra, which is a tool that tries to log in. So you give it a login page. And you specify a couple of variables. And you give it a list of passwords. And then you say, and then you give it a list of usernames, and then you say log in with these usernames and these passwords and try them. And then if you get a success, it will tell you, hey, this is a username and password that works, and now you have a free account, right? With all kinds of stuff, right? So now then you want to say, oh, but we don't know the usernames, Jonal, right? Like, yeah, sure, you can run RockU, which only has 14 million unique passwords in it, or you can even create some custom password list, but we don't have any usernames, right? Well, how do you think their support works? Now, normally when you have support, right, you have either a support portal, which is maybe a lot to kind of ask for, but it doesn't take a lot to when you click on, support, this wasn't here yesterday, by the way, when the site went live, right? They didn't even think to add a support link, right? That's how much they thought about this, that's how much care they put into thinking, let's maybe add a link to support, instead of, like, having a link on the friend's Twitter to their Discord server, right? So when you click on support, you just get taken to a public Discord server that you can just join, and there, when somebody has login info issues, Carter will talk to them in the global chat rooms, so everyone can read. And he will ask them for their username. Which means we don't need to guess usernames of valid users, because they're right here. So if you're one of these guys, your usernames are in the Discord server, in the chat logs, because Carter didn't bother setting up an email. And now pick any of these, take Hydra, run Rock You, and probably have a match, because there's no reason there shouldn't be. There is no password limits, there's no password rules, there's no maximum, like, minimum length, like, of 6 or 8 or 12, which is what, like, realistically you should have. So you can probably just either run Rock You, or you can just run, like, a permutation list between, like, 1 and 8 password, and you can just probably run that. And then just see what happens. And if you know what you're doing, you can set up multiple points. And what are they gonna do? There's one IT guy, and I can promise you, if they can't put their fucking server into dev mode, now into actual production mode from dev mode, if they can't find out to put authentication on their motherfucking APIs, or set up a password policy, they don't have IP banning. That has to be done manually. And even, IP banning is not even, it's not even a great way of doing it, right? But they don't, if you should just go. You can just go. Just take one of the just take this, just make a list, run it through Hydra, boom, you have a free account. And if you paid for this, then great, right? They don't care. They really don't care. They don't care about your security, don't care about your data. I am pretty sure they don't hash, I can't prove this, but it wouldn't surprise me if they don't hash their fucking password with how lazy they are. And with Dafran's history of what I would call unstable behavior, stuff like throwing tournament games when he was on selfless, like literally just jumping off the map, repeatedly throwing a match for his team. I wouldn't be surprised if he's either not hashing the password or told Carter not to hash the password, or logging all user info, password, and username in clear text in a separate file or something similar. It wouldn't surprise me if they were logging stuff like that. I am also not completely sure that this website is not accessible with SQL. And again, I haven't attacked this with any commercially available tools. I haven't used Metasploit or anything like that to attack this website. I haven't even scanned this website with Nmap to find the version to check for exploits. I haven't checked anything. No, I haven't checked not a single exploit. I have just been browsing. I found out that they had an API because they told me. They told me in their code, in their console logs, that they had an API. So just check their API and just check where I can jump around. And a little bit from a guy on the guy on Twitter, stuff like that. And again, it's just lazy, right? Then you also have stuff like this, right? They have their test content here, right? Testing cunt 420's node. Fuck you, dog. God damn, what is this shit? You're paying money for this shit, right? Like, they're just memeing, right? Like, they balls, nuts, taint, anus, anal glands, right? Like, Carter's a retard, lol, right? What the fuck is all of this? And this is available. It was available in their notes. There were multiple shit that was getting written out into the console. They don't care, and that's the whole point. And again, this isn't affecting me. This isn't affecting my fan base or anyone else. This is affecting you if you're the Dafran fan. And I think this is the most important thing to do. They didn't give enough care. Dafran doesn't care enough about his fan base that he will put lazy content, completely like no value, nothing. He will link to other people's YouTube channel, hide it behind a paywall, not tell about it, just use other people's content, free on YouTube. So you spend $20 on that, on content that is not edited, nothing like that. From what I know, maybe they have done some post-processing when they actually put it live on the site, but his promotional video was an unedited piece of shit video, which essentially told you something that you can find free on the internet, which is maybe when you do your in-game aim training that you should stray from time to time, right? And again, ratable available information. Nothing on security, nothing on development. Either Carter should have had help from another developer. And again, it's not like Dafran needs money. He makes enough on Twitch. He can get thousands on thousands of subscribers, tens of thousands of views. It's not that he needs money. He also, if he's farmer Dafran, I don't know if he actually goes to a school. If he does, then you get money from the government, or you can get money from the government in Denmark. I know this because I'm Norwegian and also Danish. So you can get money from your government. So it's, again, he's not poor. It's not like he made a lot of money doing streaming. He still makes a lot of money doing streaming. And he made a lot of money doing the Overwatch League. And he gets subsidy from the state. He's not poor. He doesn't need $20 from all of you guys. And that's who he's targeting. It just shows that he doesn't give a fuck about you guys. It's you he's ripping off. And you might say, oh, I'll support Dafran. But again, if there was something of value here, but when so much of the content is legitimately just whatever, and they didn't even spend anything on the servers. Because Carter has admitted that the reason that some people who paid $20 immediately on the subscription fee, meaning his diehard fan base, when they wanted to watch some of the videos, they couldn't. Because the server couldn't deliver the videos fast enough. Because there was too much of demand. And there was probably like 30, 50 users on there at that time, maybe 100. And the servers couldn't keep up delivering videos. They have spent nothing on servers, nothing on development. They could have postponed this with all these bugs and issues and lack of features like a support system. They could have hired some people, paid them a little bit of money, maybe a little bit of whatever you make from this project. You could have gotten volunteers in here. You could have done a shit ton like that if you wanted to. You didn't have to rush this out. You did. Why? Because fuck the fan base, right? That's what the fan probably thinks, or what he most likely thinks with this kind of quality. No security, open API, no authentication, no money spent on anything. He could just have bought a WordPress site, or he could have gone to fucking Squarespace and made something better than this. But no, right? Like, Carter built it, it's probably cheaper. Carter, just do your thing, just meme around during development. I'll give you some money for it, or you'll like get a cut of this. I'll charge $20 and I'll make some random shitty content. And I will look at this Reddit comment here that I found. This was found when he was launching, and again, it says everything that you need to know about it. The fact that he said on stream, again, I can't verify this is one of his viewers, said on stream that he's just gonna rip content from less established creators and just rehash it in here and make a shitload of money. And you might think, again, that's the Dafran way, no bullshit, like doesn't care, right? Oh, what an entrepreneur. But he's scamming his own fan base. That's what he's doing. He's scamming his own fan base. The people that support him on stream, that donate, that sub, those are the guys that he's scamming. He's not scamming me or anyone else. He's scamming his fan base. And Carter is a part of it. Designing this shit, pushing it out, not giving a fuck. Like, what is even any of this? And that's why I'm making this video. If I were you, do not pay for a subscription on thefranaim.com. And if you're doing, use throwaway passwords, use throwaway usernames and emails, because I don't know how secure the site is. I don't know if they're logging stuff in the back end so they can, so they have some password, because that can be pretty fucking fun to look at what people use for password, right? Use all of that shit on throwaway, because trust me, people, yeah. I don't think that if somebody, again, I don't even work as an ethical hacker or a pen tester. I do this shit on my spare time for fun, right? And I didn't use any tools. I just looked around by just reading console logs. Like, I didn't need any tools to discover this shit, right? Imagine if somebody that actually knew what they were doing, like some of my friends, would actually run this, or if I wanted to use any of my tools to actually find exploits. I found a page that I found at least a route that seems to have something to do with admin rights. I also find some different group rights that if you get into the right staff group, then you might be able to gain access to areas that you maybe not should get access to, and probably features that you maybe not should get access to. And it had already been proven that you can send post requests and get shit from the server. So again, you could send a post request to get a free account. Like as if you paid, you could just tell the server I paid, and then it would give you access. Then it would give you access to the video. I don't know if he patched that shit, but again, if nobody told him, he wouldn't know. So it wouldn't surprise me if you can tell it, hey, yeah, I'm in staff, and then it just puts you in staff without even checking. Or maybe, again, There's so many questions. With this poor security, anything can be open, right? Because you can just gather so much information from it. And that's the point of this video. It is lazy. It is a complete rip-off of his fan base. And I think it's a pretty fucking big dick move to do against your own fan base. Creating something like this is not okay in my opinion. You can get all the information, I can promise that. The information that Dafran talks about on his fucking website, you can get it free on YouTube. Go and look at Surfer. Fuck it. On this video, I will link to a video that will explain aiming, how to get good at aiming, how you can use stuff from other creators. Some of the videos might be mine, a lot of them will be from other creators because I only have a couple of ones that really focus on aiming. But the majority, like Surfer has made some really good ones, and all these are free on YouTube. You don't need this shit to tell you. You don't need to pay $20 for him to tell you to watch a YouTube video about how to clean your mouse pad. You don't need to pay him $20 to link you to an NVIDIA video talking about hertz and FPS because he can't be bothered to make one himself. Even rehashing NVIDIA's word, he could just rehash the words and some of the footage and get somebody to edit it. But no, that would take too much money and too much effort. That would hurt his bottom line. He just wants you guys, his dedicated fan base, to pay him $20. So pay up. That's what this site is. That's what this service is. And in my opinion, it's fucking disgusting to do that against a fan base that is so diehard. The Dafran fan base, I've never seen as such a diehard fan base ever. They support him in and out and everywhere, which makes sense because Dafran's a lovable guy, right? He's a little bit goofy, he's a little bit weird in that way. I don't agree with a lot of his views and a lot of his morals, but he's a pretty funny guy and he's a god at FPS games. So I understand that he's a fun streamer to watch. I've watched some of his streams myself. They're fucking great. But what the fuck is this? And it just shows you the same thing that we've known about the guy since he wasn't selfless, since he was into the Overwatch League, when he was streaming, when he is still streaming. It just shows you the same. Throw for Dafran, no fucks given, fuck the audience, fuck everyone. That only cares about himself, clearly. And only cares about his bottom line and how much money he can make off this. Complete ripping off his fan base. Yeah, I think I'm done with my rant. You see enough. If you know anything about IT, you can check out this site yourself. It's a blast to find such a vulnerable site on day one release. It is, if you have any tools, you will probably find some of that stuff. Of course, that's completely illegal, so I don't advise you doing it. Yeah, very interesting stuff. And I've at least had a blast, and a lot of my friends that work in IT security have also had a blast looking at this site and just dying for how poorly implemented. Like, this is stuff that you learn at university. This stuff that you learn is like this is memes. This is literally memes. Like a developer that doesn't add authentication to his API because he can't be bothered to add it, right? So you can just do request this API. This is like the stuff that you learn and that you hear about. Like, oh, sites are vulnerable to SQL injection. And you just sit there like, what? Why? When they're so easy to patch. And now you understand why, right? It's people like this. They're just like, I don't care. Let's just put up some easy money grab stuff. Don't care about their website. This is fucking Logan Paul Team 10 shit all over again. But yeah, as always, guys, please help spread this video around so no one can, or, well, I know already. He's sold like hundreds already. So, but hopefully less people can get scammed. That would be nice. So share this around, or at least, hey, if you want to spend $20 on this, okay, yeah, sure, it's your money. Go right ahead. I think it's a fucking scam. And again, he doesn't need it. He's a fucking millionaire. But sure, you know what? If you want to, go right ahead. At least I have now showed you the surface of what the fuck is going on here and why it's so fucking wrong. Anyway, I'm heading off. Again, please do take care of yourself. The vaccines are being delivered now, so holding out a little bit longer is so fucking important, guys. Almost there. Remember to take care of others, of course, but remember to take care of yourself. As always, guys, tell somebody that you love them. My name has been Jonal. Take care of yourself and keep the enemy in your crosshair.